The NASCAR Cup Series is heading down below the border to race down in Mexico City for the first time ever. Yes, the Xfinity Series raced there many years ago, but the Cup Series hasn't raced there at all, so this is the first time down there, and it is going to be very popular. And today I am here to give y'all my full-on predictions for the inaugural NASCAR Cup Series Mexico City Street Race. So enough said here, and on to the intro we go.
It's Ricky Stenhouse Jr. here at Kroger, and you're watching William Blackwell on YouTube.
Before I give y'all my picks for the inaugural NASCAR Cup Series Street Race in Mexico City, I want to talk to y'all about the track layout, because the track layout is very unique. And so we go into turn one after a long straightaway, which we're easily going to break the 180-mile barrier. But turn one is going to be a spot on restarts, particularly for dive bombs. We're going to see drivers going in there full speed, and we're going to see some gnarly wrecks from that. Then it gets a little tight. Then we have another straightaway, and it will lead to another breaking point. And I believe that right there may result in some more dive bombs. And we're getting a little twisty right here. I guess it's very slow. I would not expect much passing to go on there because of track limits. Then we got that straightaway, and which leads into the stadium, and that right there is Dive Bomb 101. It's going to be very chaotic. It's a very exciting track. So after looking at the track layout and the official lap count, I believe it's a safe bet to place that we're going to have a lot of chaos unfold and a lot of tempers unfold after the race. And I believe we're going to get a very mixed result. So let's just dive on into it. I believe that Shane Van Gisbergen is going to win the inaugural Mexico City Street Race, which he did in Chicago, won the first race there. He's going to win Mexico City. Shane Van Gisbergen, in my opinion, is a very popular NASCAR driver, but I believe the Mexico fans, city fans that is, are going to be very well aware of the situation going on at Trackhouse. They're going to know that their driver, Daniel Suarez, is under loads of pressure because they got Connor Zillage coming up, and his main competitor happens to be his teammate Shane Van Gisbergen, and Shane Van Gisbergen wins in Suarez's home crowd. I don't know how that crowd is going to react. I know that NASCAR is new to them because it's the first time they're coming down there, but they're well aware of the sport because they have their own racing series down there. So they're well aware of the situation going on. And if Van Gisbergen wins this race, it may get ugly. I don't know. I just know that it's not going to be a very popular win down there, but for up here and the people down under in Australia and New Zealand, they're going to be very amped up for Shane Van Gisbergen. But I believe if he wins this race, obviously he's going to be in the playoffs, but I believe it will be enough to keep him for another year. Second place, Chase Elliott. He needs a great weekend. He just can't get a full weekend together, and I believe he's going to finally get one in Mexico City. Not a win, but a top five. Third place, AJ Allmendinger. AJ Allmendinger and Colleague Racing. In my opinion, you really don't expect a lot from them. But this year, they've been flying under the radar, getting good results here and there, and they're very competitive. And I believe if you give them some time, as in a year or two, they're going to be contending for top fives on a weekly basis. We saw the speed Allmendinger had in the Coca-Cola 600, and we saw the speed Ty Dillon had in Michigan. I'm telling you, folks, Colic is for real. Just be patient with them. And AJ Allmendinger at a road course. He's a road course ringer. They used to bring him back in the day part-time to drive these kind of races. And he actually won the first time in his career at Watkins Glen in the 47 JTG Doherty racing car in 2014, holding off a hard-charging Marcos Ambrose in a 9 car for Petty Motorsports. So Allmendinger can do it. He also won it in 2021 at Indianapolis, but thanks to Chase Briscoe wrecking out Denny Hamlin, that happened there. He also had a chance to win COTA in 22, but Ross Chastain had different plans. But the point is, though, Allmendinger is a great road racer, and you can never count him out. And I believe he is going to be a force to reckon with come race time Sunday in Mexico City. Fourth place, Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch right now is in a very interesting situation. I believe that Kyle Busch would have, looked elsewhere if there were options for silly season rides in 2026. But seeing the way the market was going and his best options were going to be Spire, he decided to, you know what, let's return to RCR for at least another year. Hindsight is always 2020, and it is easy for Kyle Busch to say, look at Hocevar, how he's doing right now. I could probably do better than that because he'll obviously be in the 7 car. But it could be easy right now for Kyle Busch to regret that decision for staying at the 8 for another year because Hocevar is doing so well. Michael McDowell is too. But who knows? Will he be right after all by staying there? I'm not buying into it. I think Spire Motorsports is on fire right now, and I'm buying the world on them. I'm buying so much stock on them. They're going to be championship contenders. Maybe not in this year, but next year, most certainly. But Kyle Busch P4, he's turning his season around, in my opinion. I hope so. It's a big hope. Big wish, that is. Denny Hamlin P5. Denny Hamlin won Michigan, and he had a mixed crowd opinion after the race. A lot of boos, a lot of cheers. Denny Hamlin amped him up because he always said, sorry, Daddy. Like, his dad was very against, like, so against, and, like, all seriousness, against Denny Hamlin said, I beat your favorite driver. Remember Bristol a couple of years ago? That right there got a lot of fans chirping. But Denny Hamlin's father and dad, if you will, told him not to do that anymore and just to stay humble because he mentioned that on his podcast, Actions Detrimental. And Denny Hamlin broke the promise he made to his father and just went off and told the crowd that. And who knows? His father may be upset after all, but I don't know. It's a very lighthearted thing Hamlin did. It's sarcasm right there, don't get me wrong. But it was very funny, and I don't know, it made the race experience a lot better because Amazon Prime is doing a great job right now, and I just can't give them enough props, if you will. Dark Horse. There's no other driver put than Daniel Suarez. Daniel Suarez right now is thriving under pressure, in my opinion. Because we all know that Trackhouse Racing isn't a Saturday organization. They're a Sunday organization. So they're going to have piss poor qualifying, and the driver's going to have to make up a lot of ground. Daniel Suarez is just getting by. He's not doing great, but he's just getting by, and he's thriving a little bit. And I don't know, a win, not likely, but he has won on a road course in the past. He won at Sonoma, his first ever race win. So he has what it takes to win on a road course. But in 2025, I just don't see it happening. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but a top 5, very likely. Because we may get to the end of this race and have a ton of restarts and see a lot of dive bombs into turn 1 and 2, like we talked about earlier in the track layout, because that track layout is very unforgiving in turn 1, and there's just going to be so many drivers just sending it. And I would hate to see a caution come out at the end of the Xfinity race, more so than the Cup. The Cup Series, I believe the drivers will be much more tame, but Xfinity, man, those drivers right there will be sending it into turn 1, and we will see some, I don't know, pretty gnarly wrecks. But there you go. There's my Mexico City race picks. Shane Van Gisbergen wins the race.